So, it's been a minute. Let's talk about it. Hey, what is going on, y'all? And welcome back to the channel. Now, yes, I know it has been a while since I posted my last video, and a lot has been going on with me. And first and foremost, I just want to thank all of y'all who stayed subscribed and any new subscribers that may have joined while I was away. But yeah, like I said, a lot has been going on with me, so I wanted to use this video as a bit of a channel update, let you know what's been going on with me since you last saw me, and then also let you know where I'd like to take this channel moving forward. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's talk about what I've been up to since you last saw me. So 3 major things happened for me while I was away. One, first and foremost, I burned out, y'all. And I think it was just the result of me taking on too much and just not having the right systems in place to accommodate it. You know, work got busy with my main 9-to-5 product design job. I was also trying to schedule photo shoots on the evenings and weekends. Editing photos, having time for that, communicating with models, scouting locations, things like that. And then also just trying to get this YouTube channel off the ground and doing everything that comes along with that. And so I think what it all amounted to was just me just having a whole bunch of work and not structuring the work and my time properly in order to get it all done and not stress myself out. The burnout came quick with that. So now, the good news is, I have put in some systems in place, and I think that can go a long way to helping me kind of mitigate a lot of the stresses of doing all of this work. Now, secondly, I got a new job, and what was really cool about this is it's with a company I've always wanted to work with, and when this came about, it was just a perfect situation, a perfect scenario for me. And so, yeah, I ended up getting a new role. I'm still a senior product designer. It's just with a new company. Not gonna say what the company's name is, but definitely heard of them. With that came the desire for me to really step into the role and hit the ground running. And so I had to take the time to, really get into it, learn more about the company, learn more about the different digital properties they owned, building relationships with my teammates and cross-functional partners, and really just taking ownership of the work and doing a good job. So that took a lot of my time and amounted to some late nights and a lot of studying and things like that. But yeah, that took up a big portion of my time. Now, third, and probably the most exciting for me, is I bought a house, y'all. You may have noticed, the setting changed up a little bit. Don't worry, office studio tour coming soon. I promise that video is in the works. But yeah, I bought a house. And I don't know if any of you have bought a house before, but overall the process is pretty involved. I think for me overall it took about 6 to 8 months to complete everything from deciding where I wanted to live in the San Diego area to figuring out my budget, price range for houses, how much house I could afford, going on Zillow and Redfin and all those different realtor sites, finding a realtor, connecting with the realtor, and getting all the necessary information from them, knowing what to look for, what questions to ask in the home buying process, and really just having them guide me through. But then, also going on house tours, open houses, looking at different properties, speaking with sellers, asking lots and lots and lots of questions, and then going through the bidding process, which was, it took me a while to really get the hang of that. I think I lost about 5 or 6 bids before I actually won one. And, after winning it, entering the closing process, which was super stressful and involved because it involved lots of background checks, lots of financial paperwork, big lump sums of finances being transferred, and it was all within a specific time window. So that was pretty stressful for me. But going through that, and then after actually closing, it was time for the renovations, which weren't too involved, but it was quite a bit. It was painting, it was woodwork, there was a little bit of electrical, and for the most part, it was just your boy doing it. There were times where I had one other person helping me, but yeah, for the most part, it was just me. So it would pretty much amount to, me working my 9 to 6 during the day. Once 6 hit, I would jet over to the house and work on those renovations. I think overall it took me about 3 weeks to a month to complete everything I wanted to complete before moving. But yeah, the home buying process was super exciting, but also super involved. So that took up a big chunk of my time and mental headspace. So collectively, what this all amounted to was I just wasn't in the right headspace to be making videos. I was mentally tired, I was physically tired, and I just didn't have the energy to really put into making videos. But now that that's all has settled down, mellowed out, I'm finally back. I'm finally got the itch to make these videos again and talk to y'all. And yeah, I'm ready to hit the ground running. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the direction of this channel moving forward. Now, it's still going to be about design and photography, but let's break that down just a little bit. So on the design side, it's not going to be as much about design tutorials, like on different tools and design techniques. Not going to be as much about that. I think there are a lot of good channels out there already that already do good tutorials on different tools like Figma and ProtoPie and Printable and all that good stuff. Also on different design techniques. So I don't really want to venture into that, but those might be topics that come up within the course of my conversations with you all. But what I really want to talk about is the overall design profession and the different nuances of navigating that. I've been in this industry for about 13 years now, and in that time I have worked for startups, I've worked for agencies, I've worked for big name companies, and I've accumulated quite a bit of experience and learned a lot of lessons within the design profession, just navigating those different realms. And that's just wisdom that I want to impart to you all. Things like the hiring process, both on the hiring side and on the getting hired side, presenting your work to different types of stakeholders, working with cross-functional partners and other designers, going through the design critique process, and various other topics that the UX UI product design profession encompasses. Now on the photography side, admittedly I am a lot less experienced in that world. I've been doing that for about 3 years now, and while I have learned the basic techniques in portraiture and natural light photography, I still have a lot to learn. There are other techniques I'd like to learn, different styles I'd like to learn, and also eventually I would like to start a photography business, and there are a lot of things that come along with that. So basically, I just want to bring you along for my photography journey. I realize that some of you out there may be further along in your photography journey or profession. Some of you might not be as far along. And so what I'm hoping to do with showcasing that side of this channel is basically providing a space to, one, get tips and advice in my journey, but then two, also provide you all who may not be as far as along just some examples of possibly what not to do in your journey, or things that have worked for me in my journey that might apply to you. So hopefully I can provide some value there as far as sharing that side of this channel. Now thirdly, there is a space where UX, UI, product design intersects with photography. And, I just want to touch on that a little bit. I want to discuss topics on how that intersection happens. I'm not too sure how that takes shape just yet, but that is something I would like to explore. Overall, those are the three things that are going to be the guiding topics of this channel. There are things that get encompassed with that. For instance, earlier I mentioned an office studio tour. That's one example, and there are other examples that fall in line with that. But yeah, that's basically the direction of where I would like to take this channel. And with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking your ear off. You've heard where I've been, where I like to go with this channel, and I hope you come along for the ride. If you're interested and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, and I will catch you all later.